Buck Newton, and I'm a senator up a little north of here. Wilson, Nash, and Johnson County is my district, and it has been my honor and my privilege to serve with Colonel Ron Rabin in the North Carolina Senate, and I'm glad to be here to support him tonight. We desperately need you to send him back. He was a great addition when you first sent him up there in 2012, wasn't it, Ron? And we certainly do not want anything to change. We have, David has touched on it, we have a very, very difficult election cycle coming up. We have a guy who thinks he's going to be governor, who's done nothing as Attorney General for the last 16 years except decide which laws he feels like enforcing. And the Democrats are putting all of their hope on him. They're also putting a little hope on the guy that they want to be the Attorney General as well, which isn't me. And, but they're putting all their hopes on Mr. Cooper, because they know that if they can win those seats, they can stop what we've been doing for the last 5.5 years, which is turn this state around. Now, it has been my honor to be in the trenches with Ron. You can always count on him to call it the way he sees it, to speak the truth, and to speak with courage and conviction about what is before us. He's very level-headed. He's very pragmatic. And, you know, it is always an honor to serve beside somebody who you know has the courage to do what it takes. And that is Ron Rabin. That is Colonel Ron Rabin, my dear friend. And I really appreciate the ability to come here and speak for him tonight. So let me leave you with a couple of thoughts before I turn it over to him. 2016, we're going to have all kinds of races on the ballot. We're going to have Hillary, or is it Bernie? Which one? Does it matter? I mean, I really was thinking it wasn't possible for things to get any worse in Washington, but I'm beginning to wonder. You know, I watched Bernie Sanders in the town hall for a few minutes, and, you know, I thought Barack Obama was bad. The difference between Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders is Barack Obama, when he was first running, he lied to us about what he wanted to do. You know, he said we could keep our doctor and all that other stuff. Bernie, he doesn't make any pretenses about it. He says he's going to raise your taxes. We're going to have a single-payer system. So we're going to have a very difficult election cycle in this next election. Whether we're talking about president, or whether we're talking about governor, or whether we're talking about U.S. senator, or whether we're talking about the General Assembly. Now, what is it that we have been able to do here in North Carolina that other states have not been able to do? We've had regulatory reform. We've had tax cuts. We've shrunk the size of government. We've had education reform. We've had strengthening of Second Amendment. We've fought for pro-life positions. We don't see these things on a national level. All we see is what Washington wants to tell us what to do. And if it hasn't been for a conservative General Assembly, there's no telling where we would be today. The Democrats had run us into the poorhouse, hadn't they, David? $3 billion shortfall when we came in, plus owing the federal government $3 billion in unemployment insurance. That was just the beginning. And we've turned all that around while cutting your taxes. And Ron has been a big part of that. We've got to have him back. Folks, I am not going to be in the Senate in the next election, after this next election. I'm running for Attorney General. We need a conservative like Ron to go back to the North Carolina Senate. I need to know that all the good work that we have done is going to continue. There's so much more to do. And we have great opportunities ahead of us in this election. We can win the White House. We can keep control of Congress, hopefully getting it to be a little bit more conservative in its approach. We can keep conservatives in the General Assembly. We can re-elect a Republican in the governor's office. And for the first time since Reconstruction, we have the opportunity to have a conservative Republican Attorney General who will fight to enforce the laws of the state. So it is my honor and my privilege to be here tonight to speak on behalf of my good friend, Ron Rabin. I need you to dig in your checkbooks. I need you to go get your friends to get out their checkbooks. I need you to get your friends to get out there and work, because even though we may not know who his opponent is going to be, they're still going to try to come after him because he speaks the truth and he's not afraid, and that means he's a threat. So join me welcoming your friend. I'm going to turn it over to him. Thank you very much. Thank you.